Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another episode of Spill the D. I'm Gina. I'm one of your hosts, and I'm joined here. What?
What are you laughing at?
You're smiling the way you're smiling at the camera.
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm joined here with Rick, and he is happy to be here.
Having a great time.
So excited. You were smiling at the camera like it was about to take your photo or something. That is so funny. All right, so today we have a fun episode for you guys. Not fun in the when we kind of make fun of things and play games and talk about food. Fun in the we did math so you don't have to.
Exactly.
This was a special listener submitted, listener requested episode of should I get an annual pass?
Yes.
We did the math for annual passes to figure out when it is worth it to get an annual pass. And the answer might surprise you.
Always.
So the format that we kind of have here, I did all of the math and all of the research and all that fun stuff. I'm going to be kind of teaching it to Rick the way that I would if you, the listener, were sitting right here in front of me asking me questions. We're going to hope Rick has some of the same questions that you guys have. I also stuck a prompt on our Instagram story of what questions do you have. So the goal is to get all of them answered as we go through the episode instead of doing just like a question and answer. Like hopefully they will be answered. All right, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to learn a little bit more about it.
About Walt Disney World annual passes. This is strictly Walt Disney World. If you are looking for Disneyland, I'm so sorry. This is strictly Walt Disney World.
No information here.
If you're new here, we do normally start out our episodes with a little news segment. This episode is pre-recorded. I'm away for the week. So
no news.
So no news.
No news is good news.
Sure. Actually, you know what we didn't include in last episode that we
What?
totally could do for this episode for news? And it's for your Disneyland people. Look at that. Oogie Boogie Bash, which is Disneyland's version of the Not So Scary Halloween Party, but it's all villain-based and esque. Starting June 27th, you can buy your tickets for it.
There you go.
It's so pricey. All the extra events are so expensive. I think it's like $138, $39 for 5 hours.
That's another park ticket.
Yes. And it's only for 5 hours.
That's crazy.
It's okay because they give you candy.
True.
All right, so let's get into this.
Okay.
Walt Disney World has 4 types of annual passes. They have the Pixie Dust Pass, the Pirate Pass, the Sorcerer Pass, and the Incredipass. Rick, which pass do you have?
I don't know, to be honest. I know they vary by where you're at. So I know one of them is for Florida residents only, and then the other one is for out of state residents, but I'm not sure which one applies to which person.
Oh, so you really are you're fully going in blind. This is perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you when you got me my annual pass, you didn't really tell me much about it. You were just like, I got you an annual pass, and I was like, cool, I get a magnet.
I thought you at least knew what pass you had. Okay.
No, I do. Let me guess. Read through them again.
So that's Pixie.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Pixie Dust.
I don't have that one.
Pirate.
Don't have that one.
Sorcerer. Or Incredipass.
Do I have the Sorcerer?
You do have the Sorcerer. Okay. All right, so we'll start it from the most basic one. That is the Pixie Pass. The Pixie Pass is going to cost you pre-tax $439.
Okay.
You have to be a Florida resident to have this pass.
Knew it.
You nailed it. Way to go. And the thing with this pass, why it seems so cheap, there are a lot of blackout dates. So for the Pixie Dust Pass, you cannot go on any weekend.
Okay.
And on any major holidays.
Listen, it sounds bad, but $400 to be able to go anytime as a Florida resident. If you live close to Disney World and you want to be like that guy that went walking at Disney every day and lost a bunch of weight, that's fantastic. That's probably not much more expensive than most gym memberships. So
you're saying that $439 for just a weekday pass is worth it?
I don't think it's bad, because I think as a Florida resident, you're probably avoiding the weekends anyway, because that's when tourists are in. So I don't think it's that bad. If I was a Florida resident and I was close enough to Disney that I thought I would be there frequently enough, I would do it.
Okay. Now with this one, you can only hold 3 park reservations at a time.
Okay.
because for annual passes, you do still need park reservations. Remember, you don't need a park reservation if you have a date-based ticket. Any other ticket type, you do need a park reservation still. So this one you can hold 3 at a time. Next, we have the Pirate Pass. Now, this one's going to be $799.
Let me guess. This one is for Florida residents, but there's less blackout dates.
Yes. So this is, again, only Florida residents. You can go on weekends with this one.
Nice.
But it basically cuts out all major holidays. So
that's fine. I don't want to be there on holidays anyway.
Yeah. So that, honestly, but it does cut out a really good amount of holidays and all of spring break just about. So you can't go on. For some reason, I just wrote the word President's Day weekend. I didn't do the actual date, but I have the 2024 dates that the blockouts were. So it was in February. You can't go from March 18th to April 6th.
Is that spring break?
That would be the spring break.
Okay.
Yeah, see if you can guess the holiday. May 25th to 27th.
Oh, geez.
3, 2, 1. Memorial Day. July 3rd to 6th.
July 4th.
August 31st to September 2nd.
Labor Day.
October 12th to 14th.
Oh, is that Columbus Day?
Yeah,
Or
I think so.
Indigenous People Day? Is that what it's called now?
I believe so. I believe that that's what those dates are, yes.
Yeah.
November 22nd to 30th.
Thanksgiving.
December 19th to January 3rd.
That's a lot of Christmas and New Year's.
It's all of Christmas and New Year's. From the 19th to the end of the year, you are done with Disney until January 3rd. But then, again, you can't go from January 18th to the 20th.
But if you listened last week, you'll know that we don't want to be there during Christmas and New Year's anyway. It's a bad time to be there.
Pretty strong feelings about that one. Yes, so those are the dates you can't go if you have the Pirate Pass. Again, this is only for Florida residents. It's about $800 pre-tax. And with this one, you can hold 4 reservations at a time. So you get one more reservation. Next, we have the Sorcerer Pass. This one is $999 pre-tax. This one applies to Florida residents or eligible Disney Vacation Club members.
How does it qualify as eligible?
So that is deep diving into DVC. It's not that deep. So we have 150 DVC points.
So it goes based off your points.
It goes based off the points.
Gotcha.
So, and when you bought.
Okay.
So if you buy resale, you can't do it. But it used to be that at one point, I think it was like you only needed 25 points through Disney. Then it was 50, then 100, then 125. Now it's that you need a minimum of 150 to be considered eligible.
Okay.
But if you bought back when it was 25,
your grandfather.
Your grandfather.
Gotcha.
So I believe it's like blue card or white card back when they used to give you a physical DVC card.
Gotcha.
I don't know the actual color because by the time we bought, they weren't a physical card. But yeah, if you're DVC, you should know if you're eligible or not. And if you log into your My Disney Experience account and you go to buy an annual pass, it'll show you which ones you're eligible for.
Okay.
So if you're not logged in, it's only going to show you the next one, which is the Incredipass. Once you log in, if you're a Florida resident or if you are eligible DVC, then it'll update and show you, okay, now you have 2 passes. Now you have 4 passes to choose from.
Gotcha.
So this pass, it does have a few blackout dates. But not nearly as many as the other passes. So it's November 27th to the 30th. So Thanksgiving, but not as many days as the Pirate Pass.
Yeah.
For only $200 more.
Yeah.
December 19th to January 2nd. So really it's just towards that end of the year that you would expect there to be. And then with this pass, you can have 5 reservations at a time.
Okay. And that's the Sorcerer Pass.
This is the Sorcerer Pass. Next one is the Incredipass. This is the one that most of this episode is going to be based off of because this is the one that anybody is eligible for. You don't need to be a Florida resident. You don't need to have Disney Vacation Club. You can live out in the middle of nowhere in East Indiana and you can buy this pass. I've been watching The Middle a lot. But so this pass is going to cost you $1,449 pre-tax.
Expensive.
There are no blockout dates on this pass. You can go any time of year.
That is good.
With this one, you can also hold 5 reservations.
Okay.
Something very important to note about these reservations, and actually I believe this will specifically answer someone's question. You get 5, but if you have a hotel reservation, if you have a Disney hotel reservation, you can have a park reservation for every single day that you are at that hotel.
That makes sense.
And it's not going to pull any from your 5. So
Interesting.
if you have a 10-day hotel reservation, you can technically have 15.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not going to take any from your 5. Those 10 will come separately from your resort hotel.
That's good to know, because I would have assumed that it would take, like, for this example, the first 5, and then it would just give you the extra 5 because it's part of your trip.
Gotcha. No, yeah. So it's completely separate from it. It's totally different. Now, all of these passes do have perks. Actually, let's start with the add-ons because this is where it's going to cost money. So all of these passes have the option for 2 add-ons. We have the Photo Pass downloads. This is $99. And you have it for the entire year.
That's pretty good if you're going to be there often.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty good if you're going to be there a week, because 1 week of Photo Pass, or not even a week, if you were to buy Photo Pass for the length of your trip, which really lasts, they do 45 days, that's $185.
So this...
or $210, depending on when you buy it.
Okay, so this is Photo Pass plus, like, I guess Memory Maker is included in that.
Yes, so it's giving you Memory Maker for the year of your annual pass.
For $99.
For $99.
That's great. If you're going more than once, that's fantastic.
Absolutely. If you were to buy a 1-day Memory Maker, I believe it's like $79. So like that, but we're saying that's fantastic. This used to be included.
Yeah, I mean, but based on how much it is for Memory Maker, it's
comparatively the Disney theory of relativity. Relatively speaking, it is great, but compared to what it used to be, boo. Okay, and then the other option that you can get is the water parks and sports option.
Does that include golf?
It does. So this is going to be $99, and this is going to include admission for just you once a day to Blizzard Beach, Oak Trail Golf Course, foot golf at Oak Trail Golf Course, mini golf. You get 1 round prior to 4 p.m.
Okay.
And that is at Fantasia Gardens or Winter Summerland, Typhoon Lagoon Water Park, or ESPN Wide World of Sports.
So, do I still have to pay for a tee time if I have this included in my annual pass? I
do not believe so. For Oak Trail Golf Course, that is you get your tee time included.
Well, that's fantastic if that's how that works.
That is how I understood it.
Okay.
I didn't expect that question, so I didn't look super deep. But it just said what admission once a day. So that was how I understood it. That you could set up a tee time and that you would be able to go golf, and it's $99 added on, and that is good for the entire year that you have your annual pass. You get either 9 holes at Oak Trail or foot golf.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's pretty good if you're a golfer and just looking for 9 holes randomly. I mean, 9 holes usually cost what, like $30 or $40 anyway.
Especially at Disney, yeah.
You probably would have to pay for your cart and stuff if I had to guess. This is just me, like, kind of guessing.
Well, yeah, you probably have to pay for your clubs and cart
if you're renting gloves. If you're renting clubs.
Renting gloves.
If you want to rent your
Don't
gloves.
worry, they wash them afterwards.
They should just throw them in the water with the alligators. But yeah, so those are 2 add-ons that you can add on. So now we're talking, your annual pass could be $1,649 if you were to add both of these things onto the most expensive annual pass.
Okay.
There are things to consider when it comes to if this is worth adding on, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, I want to go through the perks of the annual passes.
Okay.
So all of the annual passes have free standard parking.
Good.
You can pay the difference if you want preferred.
Oh, okay.
So if standard is 30 that day and preferred is 45.
You can pay 15.
You can pay 15 park preferred.
That's good.
You get select dining discounts depending on where you're at. Almost every place is going to offer you like 10% off.
Yeah, besides like Disney Springs, that's the only spot that.
Yeah, but some places in Disney Springs might offer you more.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's where it's iffy. Like if you're in the parks, obviously you'll get the discount, but if you're in Disney Springs, then that's where it gets questionable.
Yes. 20% off select merchandise. This is most merchandise, people, like,
which is really good.
20% off, and that adds up quick.
Yeah.
And that's 20% off on top of other discounts. So sometimes Disney does run sales. So let's say you're there at the end of the year and all of the 2024 stuff is on sale, and because it's December of 2024 and they have it marked 40% off. Now you're going to get 20% off on top of that 40% off.
Perfect.
So always love to see that.
Savings.
And then there's also discounts on tours, event discounts if you were to do an after-hours event, if you were going to do one of the after-hours parties, if you were going to buy movie tickets at AMC, things like that. Different spots around Disney Springs, like Rick said, they have discounts. So there are different discounts you can ask about that are included with your annual pass. Additionally, there's special merchandise for annual pass holders. This isn't discounted. This is just, it says annual pass.
How do you get that?
It'll be in the stores. There'll be certain sections that say annual pass, and you have to show your annual pass.
Okay.
Yep. Magnets. The famous magnets.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have the magnet.
How come you didn't wear your pass holder shirt today?
It might still be in the wash.
Or hold your magnet up the whole time we were recording.
It's on the fridge.
You're so excited when it came in,
It's
guys.
on the fridge. Well, it didn't come in for like weeks after I got it.
I was like, oh, I guess they don't do them anymore. I guess you have to go pick it up in the park. So they send you one magnet when you purchase your annual pass, but then they also do certain like events throughout the year where if you're in the park, they give out annual passes. They give out annual passes. Can you imagine? They give out annual pass holder magnets that have different characters. So the one that they send you is going to have Mickey Mouse on it, but they might have a Figment annual pass, and you go pick it up, and it's just people literally fly down just to get these annual pass magnets.
It's a good idea, though.
It is. It definitely brings people in.
No, giving out an annual pass. What if like once a year they did a competition and you could go on It's a Small World, and the last person to stay sitting on It's a Small World got a free annual pass.
People could do that. It would go forever.
Okay, what if we did like a roller coaster then?
I think they should just do randomly when you scan in, it just starts dinging for somebody. It's like, you won! You have the choice between an annual pass,
or
1 week at the Grand Floridian, or free meals for the rest of your trip. Like, because then if people didn't want to come back, they don't have to.
Or like the most difficult 19th hole of a mini golf course ever.
Oh, like the ones where you have to like perfectly get it in the
And
little clown's mouth.
You get the free round of mini golf if they just made it like nearly impossible, but gave you a free annual pass if you got it.
It would really bring people into mini golf.
It would.
If you bowl a 300 at the bowling at Splitsville Bowling Alley.
That one's not good. That one you can do if you're a good bowler.
Do you know how much I would train?
If you're a good golfer, you can still miss that. If you're a good bowler, you can hit 300 whenever you want.
I would spend so much money training that I would just be able to buy an annual pass. But I would have spent it all at the bowling alley in our area. It's to be able to say, I won this annual pass.
Yeah. It's like in How I Met Your Mother when they're like, the winner for the costume contest is $50.
They got two $50 gift cards. Well, how much did you spend on the costume? $150 each. Okay, so that is the breakdown of the annual passes. Another discount that is not guaranteed but usually offered is hotel discounts. Very, very common for Disney to offer some type of hotel discounts for their annual pass holders. All right. Now the question you're all here for. At what point is an annual pass worth it?
Math time.
It's time for some math. I'm going to do my best to not just make this me spitting
Reading
math
numbers.
at people. Yeah, I'm really going to try it. So if you have questions, if you have anything, please ask them so that it kind of breaks up the numbers.
I will do my best.
Because I really tried to make this more conversational. So we'll see how it goes.
This is a lot of numbers. I'm looking at it right now. It's a lot of
Stop
numbers.
looking at it. Because it's in my brain, it's not.
Okay.
I have it worked out that it's not. Okay. So I want to start by saying people will tell you if you go to Disney 10 times, your annual pass is worth it. Technically, yes. Like they'll say if you go in 10 days, technically, yes. Because a single day ticket is roughly $150, give or take.
Yeah.
What park you're going to, if you got park hopper, all that fun stuff. But how many people are buying 10 single day tickets?
Yeah.
Most are not. So the first day that I want to talk about to kind of determine if this is worth it or not, I picked what is one of the most expensive weeks to go, which is the week from Christmas to New Year's.
Understandable.
And I picked a 10-day ticket.
Okay.
Just to get the math. That's the highest you can pick on Disney's website is a 10-day ticket.
Not allowed to go any longer than that.
You can't be. You have to call. And I know they do stuff for people from the UK when they come in because they all stay for longer usually. So you have to like call and get all that set up. But on their website, 10-day ticket. So just the basic 10-day ticket is $831 if you went starting on December 22nd.
It's funny that you said that number and I was like, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, no, it's not. I mean, that's like $83 a day. So like, yes, kind of, but also no. You don't have to go 10 consecutive days.
Mm-hmm.
It does get broken up when you buy a ticket like that. Anything over 3 days, once it hits 3, it starts to get broken up more. I think a 1-day ticket, you get 1 day.
Okay.
2 days, I believe they give you 2 to 3 days. And then 3 days, they give you 4 or 5. Like, they give you more days the more, like, more days to cash them in.
Okay.
So a 10-day ticket, $831. We're going to be comparing that to the Incredipass for this. Because if we're being honest, most people listening are probably trying to figure out if the Incredipass is worth it for them. The majority of people listening probably are not Florida residents and probably are not DVC. If you are, remember yours is $1,000.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the majority, we're going to be comparing the math to we're going to round up and say $1,500.
Mm-hmm.
So, $831 for basic pass. But an annual pass is technically a park hopper.
Yeah.
So to look at the park hopper, when we're comparing that, a 10-day pass in December, the last week of December, starting the 22nd, is $926. So we're
$100 more.
Well, technically, so it's about $500 more. We're comparing it to the Incredipass, which is $1,500.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
You're saying a park hopper compared? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes, it's about $100 more per person to add on park hopper.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is roughly the same every single time.
Yeah.
No matter how many days. To tell you how good of a deal a 10-day pass is compared to a 5-day pass, the same exact week, a 5-day pass is $716 or $811 for a park hopper.
Might as well just go an extra 5 days.
Because it gets so much cheaper the more days that you add. It is literally only $20 more to do a 10-day single park ticket than it is to do a 5-day park hopper. It would cost you $20 more.
That's so funny.
Isn't that insane?
That's hilarious.
So, if we're talking the most expensive time of the year, you're going to come up about $500 short of it paying itself off. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're looking at this math, I just told you a 5-day park hopper is $811. Okay, are you going to go twice in 1 year? Are you going to go in the end of December? This is for December 23rd.
Yeah.
The end of December in 2024, but you plan on going the beginning of December in 2025. That's $811 roughly times 2, $1,600. Now it's worth it.
Yeah.
So if you know you're going to go 2 years in a row, back to back, at the busiest time of year, it's going to be worth it for you, especially because prices are only going to increase. These are the numbers for 2024.
Yeah.
Prices are only going up from there, which is proven by the fact that I also looked up August of 2025. Mm-hmm. The lowest ticket price at Walt Disney World used to be $109 a day. Now it's $119 as of 2025.
Checks out.
Yeah. So a 1-day ticket on the cheapest day of the year, which is apparently August 19th, $119 only to Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
$129 to Epcot. Hollywood Studios is $139. Magic Kingdom is $144. So, yeah, that's the cheapest day of the year. It's insane, right?
It is insane.
So a 2-day ticket, $250. $323 for a park hopper. 3-day ticket with a park hopper, $450. If you go for 3 weekends from the cheapest weekend of the year, which is the 18th and 19th of August, which is actually, I'm sorry, that's midweek. Yeah. So round that up to weekends if you need. It's going to be a few dollars more probably. The cheapest 3-day ticket of the year can be worth it to get an annual pass if you know you're going to go 3 weekends out of the year. If you're going to get a 3-day ticket 3 times.
Yeah. And this is just for park tickets. I don't want to get too far ahead of your schedule for what you want to talk about, but just keep in mind that this is just taking into account park tickets. It's not taking into account anything else. No, this is strictly based off the numbers of the tickets. A 5-day park hopper in July, $743. You do 2 5-day. 2 5-day trips in the middle of the summer. Mm-hmm. Your annual pass just paid for itself. Yeah. 2 5-day trips in July. That's so easy. You do one at the end of July. The next year you go 1 week earlier. Mm-hmm. So an annual pass, for anyone who doesn't know, I just realized saying that we might not have clarified. It doesn't work like how season passes work at other parks. It's not like how your local amusement park works where it starts January 1st and goes to December 31st. Your annual pass goes from the first day that you swipe into the park. So you can buy your annual pass on December 25th. Woohoo! Christmas present to you. But you don't actually go to the park until February 14th. Woohoo! Valentine's Day gift for you. Your annual pass is not activated until February 14th. Mm-hmm.
starting on February 14th, you have it until February 14th of the following year.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm saying if you have a trip on February 14th, the next year just have your trip end on February 13th.
Yeah.
And you'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that you have to hardcore plan for in
you gotta-
advance to make sure that you get your money's worth out of this annual pass.
Yeah, you got to know that you're going to be going multiple times.
But as you can see, like I said, July 16th is the day that I'm looking at right now. I wanted to go for the busiest time of summer, just out of curiosity, and it's for a 5-day park hopper, $743. We'll round up to $750 times $750. We are now at $1,500.
Yeah,
we easily just hit what an annual pass costs.
Yeah.
Even if you don't do a park hopper, it's $650. That times 2, we're at $1,400. $1,300. Sorry, we're at $1,300.
Pretty close.
We're still almost there. Maybe it is more worth it for you to just get the annual pass and then you have park hopper too, you know?
Yeah.
So park hopper plus all of the discounts. So these are just some numbers to break it down for you to help you decide. Basically, the consensus here is if you are just going for one trip, your annual pass is not going to be worth it.
Yeah.
No matter what. We got a 10-day ticket at Christmas time and it's still not worth it if you break down the numbers. But if you're going 2 years in a row, it could definitely be worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, now the last little bit that I have here.
Okay.
We knew this was going to be a shorter episode, so don't worry, guys. We planned accordingly. Last little bit that I have here. I actually made a mock vacation for August of 2025.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So, let's see. So this vacation is for a family of 4 because it's the easiest way to put it into Disney's website. And I wanted to do the math to find out how much money you would save if one person in your party got an annual pass.
Okay.
Because I feel like that is very much worth looking into.
Mm-hmm.
So the dates that we picked, I picked the cheapest week of the year.
Okay.
That way we can compare it to the most expensive pass. So August 17th to August 23rd of 2025. We got a resort and ticket package, a 5-day ticket with park hopper for 2 adults and 2 kids.
Okay.
Kids, anyone under 10 is considered a kid, so 9 and below.
Okay.
So I picked that the kids were 9 years old.
Okay.
They're twins.
Nice. Good for them.
All right. So this came out from August 17th to August 23rd with a 5-day park hopper, $4,624.14
Okay.
at Caribbean Beach, which is a moderate resort.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing I did, August 17th to August 23rd, 2025, I looked to see how much just the resort would cost and how much just the tickets would cost. So just the resort is going to come out to $2,018.
Okay.
For the 17th to 23rd, which is a Sunday to a Saturday. Tickets for 1 adult and 2 children. $1,940 for a 5-day park hopper.
Okay.
The annual pass, I rounded up for tax because all of the other math has been done with tax because Disney shows you the tax when you look at the packages. So I just rounded up by $100. So the annual pass, I put that it costs $1,550.
Okay.
So now everyone has tickets. Hotel is good. So this is going to come out to $5,508. So we're about $900 more.
Okay.
If this is what we do, which makes sense because the annual pass was $1,500 and an adult ticket would have only been $619.
Yeah.
But then I added a few factors in to figure out what was actually the better deal.
What factors?
Memory maker.
Okay.
So let's say your family plans on getting memory maker.
Yeah.
If you are just going with the resort and ticket package, you're going to be paying that $185. If you have it with the annual pass, it's only $99.
Yep.
I accounted for 1 sit-down meal a day.
Okay.
Times the 7 days, and I estimated probably kind of low that they would only pay $150 a day.
Okay.
For that sit-down meal.
Definitely low, but that's fine.
I feel like that's low for 2 adults and 2 9-year-olds, but it's fine. So that's $1,050.
Okay.
And then I took 10% off of that, assuming that you save 10% for every meal. So that's $945. And then for merchandise, I budgeted this family $400 for the week.
Okay.
Again, probably kind of low, but it's fine. So I took 20% off of that. So that's $320. So now our totals for the week came out to $6,259 for the family that has the resort and ticket package, compared to $6,872 for the family that one person bought an annual pass. So we're only actually $600 off.
Yeah.
What do you think? Worth it?
I don't know. I think for this specific family, I would say probably not. But I think it depends on the dynamic of the family. Like if mom and dad are planning on going by themselves at some point without the kids for like a weekend or something like that, then it is definitely worth it because then you're going to be saving the money on the back end. But I think for just the 5-day trip, it doesn't seem like it because you accounted for everything as far as all the discounts and stuff goes. So I don't. I think the $600 is better served on flights, maybe.
Okay.
You know?
Now, what if we factor in the fact that this family has plans to go back the next year, a week before this, which is still going to be a cheaper week because it's August.
Mm-hmm.
If we did the math on that, it's actually only going to cost them $5,322, which is about $900 less than what the first family's paying.
So you're spending 600 more and then you're saving 900 more, so you're plus 300. That sounds worth it.
Yeah, so you're plus 300 in the end.
Yeah. That sounds worth it.
I would say so.
Yeah. For the one trip though, I would say it's not.
Okay.
If you have anything planned after that, it sounds like it is going to be close.
Okay. Now there's a few risk and reward possibilities though. If we go with family B, which is the one who they bought an annual pass. So annual pass holders can get discounts.
Yeah.
Sometimes they put out a hotel discount. So just out of curiosity, I looked to see what a hotel discount at Caribbean Beach would be for August of this year, and they're offering 30%. So I took 30% off of the $2,000, and now it's only $1,400 for the hotel room instead of $2,000. So now
you're even.
So now, yeah, it's a difference of $7.
Yeah, now you're even. Then it's worth it.
So it's a difference of $7, and then that means that the following year you're just up how much money?
900.
Well, it'll be more than 900 because let's assume that a discount's going to be happening again the following year too. It's 900 from the original price point.
Bold assumption.
I know, but let's just say it is. Let's go best case scenario here. So this is like best case scenario that this discount is able to is happening again. It gets applied again.
Mm.
So now they're saving even more money. The following year, their vacation was only $4,700.
Yeah.
We're saving like $1,500 now. This annual pass is paid for itself. Disney math.
No, I think there's certain situations where it's worth it. I think there's certain situations where it's not. I think it's completely situational though.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, I think it's completely situational based on what your family likes doing for trips. If you're a once in a lifer, which I don't think actually exists, because most people when they go, they're like, I want to go back. It's probably not worth it. But if you're planning on going back and you can work your trip out that you'll be back within a year, then it's 100% worth it.
Yeah. And I mean, this is a risk to take that that math I just did to be able to be $1,500 up. That's if you're going back-to-back years.
Yeah.
And assuming that they're going to put out a discount for annual passes. Also, that's not accounting for the fact that they might put out a resort and ticket package too.
Yeah. That
offers a discount, which won't be as big usually. Usually they'll do like 30 for that, but 35 for annual passes. So you're taking a risk there, but you're most likely by the looks of the math that we've done, you're gonna come out on top if you use it for 2 trips. And like we're saying back-to-back years, it just needs to be 2 trips. You go once in March, once in September, however you want to do it. Mm-hmm. 2 trips and you're good. If we're talking like a week-long trip, 3 smaller trips, as we saw with the math on the tickets, 3 smaller trips also pays for it. Little things like that can make it worth it. For Rick's, when we did the math, since it was only doing it for the $999 one, it only needed 2 trips.
Yeah.
Because the plan was to buy a 3-day park hopper, and it was $600 that weekend.
Yeah.
So it's like, you do the math, but like, it seems like as long as you go at least 3 for small trips, 2 for big trips, you'll be so set.
Yeah.
Now, the whole discount thing, though, I need you guys to keep in mind that can also backfire. We were going to buy annual passes 1 year ago, 2023. We were about to buy annual passes. And then they put out a deal for the week we were going. It was for the summer. It was the Disney Magic 4-park Magic ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was $100 a day. And it was the one they did in 2023 where it was literally $100 a day no matter what park you went to, as long as you didn't park hop. And you got to go to each park one time. That was all we needed.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. We were good. It made it that by the end of it, we didn't have DVC yet as well. So we were going off the $1,500 pass.
Yeah.
So by the end of the year, we were still below $1,500 with all of the trips that we had taken.
Yeah.
If they didn't put that ticket out, we wouldn't have been. and it would have made sense to get the
Would've been
annual
worth it.
pass. We got really lucky that we realized before we bought
Yeah,
it.
we did.
Like, we got so lucky. So that's just a risk that you take that, okay, but they might put out a deal and I might have just shot myself in the foot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these are risks that you take when you do it, so just keep that in mind. Now, if you buy a regular Disney ticket, one really cool thing that you can do is you actually can get it turned into an annual pass. So let's say you spent the $600 on the ticket on a 3-day park hopper, and then you're like, wait a minute, I want an annual pass. You just call Disney's ticket line, and they'll take that money and they'll put it right towards an annual pass, and now you have an annual pass for when you're there.
There you go.
I know you can also go through your My Disney Experience account for it. I haven't done that. I mean, I haven't done the other one either, but I personally would rather call somebody and have them do it for me, but just because that's a lot of numbers and I don't want to mess up with that much money.
Yeah.
But you can do it through My Disney Experience account, or you can do it, just call them and they'll do it for you. Plus, who doesn't love Disney hold music? Love it. For hours on end. Who wouldn't love that? That's it. I did my imaginary vacation. I think I covered it all. That wasn't too much numbers, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it was good information. I think you gave every possible scenario that I think people could think of.
Thank you.
As far as if it's worth it for them or not. And again, everything is situational. Get out the yellow legal pad and make a pros and cons list. It's the best way for you to decide if it's worth it for you or not, because it might be worth it for you. It might not be worth it for you. You never know.
That's so true. Everyone just got to see into my brain for an episode and see how I think before I make a big purchase. I hope you enjoyed it. You should have seen pre-DVC. If you think this was intense,
numbers everywhere.
There was just sticky notes all over the house. No, that was when we were looking up for a car.
Yeah.
Because I would find one on my phone and just start writing down numbers, and then they would just leave a sticky note on the wall. Rick would come home and be like, what car is this? No details, just numbers. Did I touch on good to go days?
I don't think so.
Okay, the last thing you need to know as far as reservations go with your annual pass, this should have been way at the beginning of the episode, so I apologize for that. Good to go days are days that you don't need a reservation. Disney has them allotted. It's for annual pass holders. They can just go into the park with no reservation. Won't take anything away from your 5, 4, or 3 that you're allotted, which also you can go into any park after 2 o'clock without a reservation.
Okay.
There's so many little stipulations. Any park after 2 except Magic Kingdom on Saturdays and Sundays. The whole thing.
If you get an annual pass, they'll send you a whole booklet.
A whole
all the information.
But these are things that you might need to take into consideration before you buy your annual pass. So hopefully we were helpful. Hopefully I didn't throw too many numbers at you and kind of gave you an idea of what you need to know before buying it. Obviously, still sit down and kind of do the math a little bit on your own.
Yeah.
But maybe you won't have to do as much intense research anymore because I did it for you.
You have a place to start at least.
Yes. Got anything else? We answered every question. I just double checked.
Yeah.
The good to go days was the last question we had.
Like I said, I think you touched on everything.
Perfect. Well, if you guys have any questions, if we didn't answer something for you, or you're a little bit more confused and just want some help, feel free to reach out to us. You can also reach out to our friends at 407 and Beyond Vacation Co. They can help you with purchasing an annual pass. They're a Disney and Universal Orlando travel agency that books and plans family vacations to destinations such as Disney, Universal, Disney Cruise Line, buys annual passes for you, so much more. It doesn't cost extra to book with them. Their services are 100% free. Their travel agents are going to do everything, so all you have to do is show up and have some fun. Cash in on that annual pass. You can get your free no obligation quote at 407vacations.com.
And they'll sit there and listen to the hold music if you don't like it.
That's so true. If you want your tickets turned to an annual pass, let them know. They'll sit there. I like the hold music.
But like Gina said, if you have any other questions that weren't answered, which I don't really know if there is any, but if there are, feel free to reach out to us. Instagram at SpillTheDPod, on TikTok at SpillTheDPod, right?
Instagram is podcast.
Instagram is SpillTheDPodcast. TikTok is SpillTheDPod.
Nailed it. First try.
You can email us at SpillTheDPod@gmail.com. But that's it. That's all we have this week.
So. Yeah. So until next time, we will
see you at the castle.